felt like the camera was way too far from my face, so now you're just going to be up close and personal because, that's what we're doing today. I didn't realize I had that retouch button on this entire time. No. You're going to see all my flaws today, even though I just spent 15 minutes putting on makeup. But no, I don't like when it does that weird thing where you could tell the filter's coming off and on again and it goes off and on. No, this is my face with makeup, but it's still my face. So you're going to see it all. I don't mean to ruffle any feathers here, but at some point I was seeing a whole bunch of TikToks. And it didn't start out as a lot. It was just like a few. Then it started bombarding my page until I made sure that wasn't on my page anymore. Of all these TikToks saying that people, entrepreneurs, were returning back to the 9-to-5 life, or they were returning back to their jobs, and that entrepreneurship just wasn't the way to go, or it's not all it's cracked up to be, or whatever their story was. While that's valid, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with returning back to a 9-to-5. I don't want to see that shit on my Facebook. Dated myself. I don't want to see that on my feed. I don't want to see that on my For You page. I don't care if it didn't work out for you. Respectfully. I am choosing a reality where everything works out for me. Everything works out a billion times better than I expected to. And my life gets to be easy. I don't want to see a whole bunch of videos saying, well, I did this and it just wasn't, it just isn't what everyone thinks it's cracked up to be. It's like, no, I don't want to see videos normalizing struggle, because you know what? I feel like 9-to-5 jobs just shouldn't be as difficult to bear as they've become. And to see a movement of people returning to that as if that's where we should have stayed in the first place, no. That is fine if that's your story and that's what you're choosing to do, by all means. But fuck those jobs. I don't want to be working for the rest of my life. I don't want to be working, period. I am shamelessly going to admit I don't want to work a job. Truthfully, I just want to receive money for existing. And this is how I think of it. If my life was so fucking easy, I have an easy, soft life, I simply receive money. I receive money in my sleep. I receive money when I'm sitting here doing absolutely nothing. I receive money when I'm taking a shower, when I'm going to the gym, when I'm getting groceries, whatever. I could be doing absolutely nothing for 6 months straight, bedridden, and I'm still receiving money. I never have to worry about money. That's the reality I'm choosing to stay in and live in. Now, if my reality is so easy, my life is so easy, me personally, all I'm gonna want to do is work. But work on the things that I want to work on. Things that I'm passionate about. Projects that I've always wanted to do. Things that I actually want to do. That's what I want to work on. Not for somebody else's dream. I want to work on my dreams. If my life is so easy and I'm just receiving money, I am already the hardest worker out there. My work ethic is I am proud of my work ethic, but I don't want to be working for somebody else anymore. I actually just want to have all the time in the world to work on things I want to work on. So it's not like I want to have an easy life to just sit here and do absolutely nothing. Yeah, I actually want the option to do that, of course. And some days I'm totally going to do that. But in my logical mind, which, by the way, I don't always run with, but logically, it just makes sense for me to have an easy life, because actually that's going to make me want to work harder, truthfully. Because if I have all the time in the world, hell yeah, all I want to do is pour myself into my passion projects and things that I genuinely care about, things I want to. Fuck it, I would actually go back to school. I would probably get my PhD. I would write a fucking book. Like, I genuinely have a lot of things I want to be doing in my life and I want to be working towards. So, yeah, I don't want to work. I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to receive money. I want to have an easy, soft life so I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that includes working hard, but on things that I want to work on.